Welcome back. It's about 11 minutes past lunchtime, and this is the third and final hour of All Angles here on ENCA. Good afternoon. I'm Masakora Hlacha. So we've decided to still give you that time of the day when we give you an update on how far many of the stories we have been following for you throughout the course of the day have advanced. Here's your lunchtime update. We've got our reporters on the ground, Slindelo Masigani in Johannesburg and Nqobile Madlala in Durban. Slee, let's start with you. It's a sad time for the jazz and music community at large, of course, after the news of the passing of Gloria Bosman yesterday. How have people reacted to her passing?
I mean, it's a devastating time for those who knew Gloria, who loved her music and, of course, her tremendous voice. That is something that's been lauded throughout the morning from those that we've been speaking to. Her death comes as a shock because just this past weekend, she was performing in East London. From speaking to the family spokesperson, we understand that she had been ill 2 days prior to her actually making her way to East London. And so we understand that she had been suffering from a short illness prior to her passing, but she did make it back home in Pimville and unfortunately passed away in her home, but she was surrounded, of course, by her closest family as well as relatives. And so for most of the morning, Masiko, we've been speaking to industry colleagues as well as those who worked closely with her and many of those who actually documented her time as a performer. In fact, right now we find ourselves at the Association of Independent Record Companies. We will be speaking to another industry colleague just to speak on some of the reflections of Mark Gloria's time as a performer, as a jazz musician as well. But we spoke to two of some of her closest friends who, of course, are saddened by her death, who are shocked, many of whom say that they had just spoken to her days prior and are just still trying to make sense of her untimely passing. Let's take a listen.
Her voice was soaring. I didn't even realize that she was going to be a jazz musician, and I asked her if she'd like to perform at Kippie's, and she was looking forward to coming to perform at Kippie's. And indeed, she came in, but you know how she presented herself? She walked onto the stage, she wasn't wearing shoes, she was just wearing this black dress, and she did a song called Amakwati and Sombao. Woo! Gloria, when I think about those moments, my heart just goes.
She was just so full of joy and funny and very passionate about what she did, and also very real, authentic and sincere about what she is and what she's about, and she didn't care she didn't care to fit into a certain profile for what she was and what she wanted to do.
Right, Nqobile, you were covering the court case of that truck driver who allegedly caused a multi-vehicle accident on the M41 in Umhlanga 2 weeks ago. That 22-year-old Stulile Zulu is facing charges of negligent driving. What happened in court today?
Well, we found out that the state basically does not trust him at this point, and they regard him as a flight risk, and so they have opposed bail. We do know that at this point they've only just postponed his case to be heard on the 23rd of March. We do know that he still continues to seek bail, as his lawyer did, of course, explain that the state had initially said the reason why they saw him as a flight risk was because his address was not clear. He has since moved into an area that is closest to eThekwini, so he can be, of course, accessed. And now they are saying that the reason why they see him as a flight risk is because they think that he could potentially also look and go to the people and sort of look into the investigation that they are currently doing, and so they don't want him on the outside. But we do know that the court will continue to hear his bail application on the 23rd of March. Let's listen in.
This is the second appearance of the accused at the Durban Magistrates Court. The matter was previously remanded for bail consideration. In court, as you rightfully heard, the prosecutor said that the state is opposed to bail. And the magistrate asked the state the reasons why. The reasons why, briefly by the prosecutor that was put to the court, is that basically we consider the accused to be a flight risk, and also we feel that him being released on bail may interfere with the investigations. The matter was therefore remanded till next week, the 23rd of March, for the formal bail application.
All right, that was your All Angles Lunchtime update on ENCA with reporters Mwabile Madlala and Slindelo Masigani. Thank you.